And just like that, we are live from my living room to yours. Thanks so much for tuning in and joining me live. This is a totally new thing for me to be on this side of the camera for a live stream, but I'm really excited that you're tuning in, that we get to launch the book this way. Of course, I would love to have spent it with you all in person, but the circumstances aren't allowing for us to gather in large groups right now. So, you know, it's fine. We'll deal with it. We'll adapt and evolve and move forward. But thank you so much if you're tuning in live here tonight. You probably know who I am. My name is F. Moses Blacksburg, and I've put together a couple of books, but tonight is a very special occasion for quite possibly the longest book that I've put together, the most involved book that I've put together, and I'm really excited to get it in your hands. So if you're tuning in live, if you're watching, please go ahead and leave a comment below. Let me know that you're here and that you're watching. And here's a sneak peek at the very first copy of the book. Check this out right here. So as you can see, this is the cover. I'm going to move my glass of water out of the way there so you guys can see it in all its glory. Ignore the one little strip across that says not for resale. One of the cool things about launching a book is that your very first book that you print, the author copy that they send to you, says this little thing across it so that you don't resell it. But of course, when you guys get a copy, it won't have that, and you'll get to see the entire cover without this ugly little bar going across. Now, this is live, like I said, and this is the first time for me doing this straight from my living room. I'm not 100% sure how it's going to look on your end, but feel free to leave a comment below. Let me know that you're watching. I'm really excited to have you here. So as we go through some of this stuff, feel free to leave comments, questions. If you want me to go off on a tangent and talk about something else, I am, of course, more than happy to oblige because we're all kind of quarantined right now. So if this is your kind of bedtime story, so to speak, I'm happy to entertain as best as I can. So if you're just joining in right now, I still want to welcome you again for watching. Like I said, this is live, so anything can happen, but I'm recording the entire thing, so there's going to be a replay. You'll get to watch this later. You'll get to come back and figure out how you too can earn one of the free giveaways that I'm giving away right here live on Facebook Sunday night when we come back to announce the winners. So stay tuned for a couple minutes here with me. I'm going to show you guys some of the prizes that I'm going to hand out. And you'll find out how you guys can go about receiving those. So real quick, if you're tuning in, go ahead and do something. Let me know that you're actually here. And I've got a little hashtag here. Go ahead and type in, you can comment below with the hashtag quarantine book so I know that you're watching here with me live. And if you happen to see this on the replay, feel free to type into that comment section later on, hashtag replay, so that I know that you were watching on the replay. So go ahead, take your time there, post that in the comments, let me know that you're watching. Again, that's hashtag quarantine book, lets me know that you're here live with me on the live stream that we're doing right now on Thursday night. But if you are watching the replay again later on, hashtag replay lets me know that you were checking it out at that time. This is live, so anything can happen. And as you know, with our bigger live streams, there's usually people sitting here monitoring all of this stuff, making sure that they press the buttons and the talent can be as clean and polished as possible. But I'm okay being imperfect tonight. I'm really just happy to be here with you guys to show you this really cool project that I've been working on for if you want to go way back and look all the way back, it's been a process over 5 years to get this one particular book together. And I'll explain why in just a little bit here. But thank you guys for tuning in. Please do comment. Let me know that you're here. Share this with your friends so that they can check it out too. I want to get as many people on to get one of these free giveaways that I'm giving away. And I'm going to announce those prizes here in just a second. So feel free to share, add your friends to this. I'd love for them to join us live. And then of course, like I said earlier, quarantine questions. Hit me up with your questions if you want to know how the book process worked, if you want to know what it's like to publish these things, if you want to know what it's like to live stream from your dining room on a Thursday night instead of from the studio. Let me know. I'm happy to answer any and all questions. I've got you guys up here in the chat window so I can see everything that you're saying. So Josh, thanks for checking us out here. So glad that you and the AUPI world can join me for this. Aaron has been a fantastic friend of mine, and actually Aaron and I work together on a travel hacking course, which we're going to be giving away the book that's associated with that travel hacking course. So you might be one of the lucky winners of that book. So you got to stay here and watch live to find out how. Rachel, thank you so much for joining. Stuart, thanks for being here as well. And anybody else that of course watches on the replay, thanks for watching. So I want to jump in here to talk about the giveaway prizes. I'm going to bring this up here so that you can see it's not a copy of the book. This is the very first copy of the book. This is for me to keep, but I do have to mention that if you want to grab your book right now, this book is available on Amazon.com. The links are actually in the description for this video, or if you just head on over to Amazon, you can either search for, one, you can search for my name, two, you can type in the book title, This Book Won't Change Your Life, or three, you can search for any of my other books, and then through my author page, you'll find me there as well. So if you're just joining us, we've got some giveaways. I want to show you guys what these awesome giveaways are. So let's dive right into what I'm giving out. So for watching tonight, a few lucky winners that leave a comment. What I'm going to do is go back through all the comments and take all the names of the people that joined in to leave a comment and let me know that they were here. I'm going to put them into a random picker, and then we're going to be giving away for free all these items right here. So item number one is the very first book that I put together, Life Rescripted. There's going to be an autographed copy of that book waiting for the first person that wins that prize. Okay, and again, like I said, comment below to let me know that you're here. Feel free to type in hashtag quarantine book if you're watching. Austin, thanks for checking it out. Quarantine book if you're here live on the spot, and then hashtag replay if you're watching this on the replay. So Life Rescripted, my very first book. This was really a labor of love and something that I was very excited to put out there into the world, because it was the first time where I was taking a lot of the lessons that I had learned throughout my life and kind of putting pen to paper, sharing some personal stories. And so this was something that was kind of my first test, dipping your feet into the water and checking out what that online self-publishing world looks like. Joey, thanks for tuning in. I see you there. Rachel, thank you for the comment as well. Rachel said that she's read the other two books and they're good, that you're proud of me. Thank you so much for being here and watching. But this one book was really kind of what started it all. This was inspired by the podcast that I had done, the Year of Purpose podcast. And that went on for about 2.5 years, where we had 175 interviews on that podcast. It's still available on iTunes. You're still able to go ahead and download that and listen to all 175 episodes. It was a really fantastic time in my life where I interviewed people all over the globe that are creating life on their own terms. And so what was really crucial for me was figuring out what were the little pieces that all of these other people that were super successful putting together to make them so successful. And so I wanted to learn from them. And then, of course, turning that into a podcast allowed me to share that with you guys as well, because what good is all this knowledge if I only kept it to myself? So first potential giveaway right here, Life Rescripted, and this is going to be an autographed copy. So the person that wins this, hey Dan, what's going on? Thanks for joining in. The person that wins this, I will autograph that to you as well. So I'm not going to autograph it just yet. I want to make sure that I know who's getting that first, and that leads me into the next potential giveaway prize that I'm giving away. And if you're just tuning in to watch live, this prize is going to be available to you if you're watching live or you're watching the replay. So don't feel like you had to watch live to have the chance to check this out. But the replay does expire Sunday night when I do announce the winners of the prize. So second prize right here, I'm going to show you guys. This is Flight Plan, and this is the travel hacking book that I put together. Hey, what's up, Andrew? Thanks for tuning in. And Stuart, thanks so much for sharing this launch in the BBYO Advisor group. For any of the BBYO advisors tuning in, I was an advisor for 7, going on 8 years, I think, for Baltimore Council, and such a great experience. Of course, BBYO had a huge impact on my life. But if you're tuning in right now, I want to give you guys all a chance to win this. And if you're just checking this out, go ahead and do this for me. Just type in the comments there. It's hashtag quarantine book if you're watching live. And then it's going to be hashtag replay if you're watching on the replay. So those were the first 2 giveaways. And as you guys saw from this graphic that I have right here, there's quite a few other really cool giveaways that I want to get in your hands. So the first one right here, you know that my company is ZMB Media, and so I actually designed these ZMB beanies that have our logo on a imitation leather patch right here. And then this is just a really, really nice, warm, super soft and comfortable beanie that I've got 2 of. So I'm going to get 2 into the hands of 2 lucky giveaway winners tonight. And then also there's 2 more prizes that you might have seen on that PowerPoint slide. So the next one coming up is a ear warmer headband. I know that we're getting into some of the warmer months, but I know that it's still a little chilly out some mornings, and so for the right person who wins this, we've got one of these awesome custom knitted ZMB headband, ear warmer type things, and perfect for runners or anybody in the wintertime, cold weather months. I want to get that into your hands if you are watching either tonight live or if you're watching on the replay. And so there's 2 of those as well. So just to recap, we've got the 1 copy of Life Rescripted. I will autograph that to you. I'll get that in your hands. The second one is the Flight Plan book. I will autograph that to you as well and get that in your hands. 2 lucky winners are going to get the beanie, and then 2 lucky winners are going to get the ear warmer. Molly, I'm glad you like the ear warmer. I hope you do, because we've got tons of those around the house. So we need to make sure that we put them to good use. And as you guys see here in this clip, there's actually 1 more prize that I'm giving away here. And this is actually probably one of the coolest prizes that I have. And so I'm going to show you right now. This is a ZMB Media backpack. I will throw the 1 caveat out there. So this is brand new, tagged still on it. The 1 caveat, they misprinted the logo, but that means that this is actually one of a kind, and only one of these exists in the world. I have one myself that I use on a daily basis. It goes with me pretty much everywhere. So let me just show off this cool backpack that one of you guys or gals is going to win tonight when I announce the winners on Sunday night. So you could be watching now live. One of you guys could be the winner, or on the replay. Again, all you have to do is go ahead and post hashtag quarantine book to let me know that you're here. Just once is enough. I'll get all your names written down. We're going to put it into a random generator, and we're going to choose a winner for each of these prizes on Sunday night at the end of this. And then again, if you're watching on the replay, of course, you can go ahead and type in hashtag replay to let me know. But yeah, this prize is really the coolest, and so here's why. So this bag is made by Orig Audio, or Arig Audio, but it's a fantastic company from my promo products guy. I have to give a shout out to David Addy of Fired Up Promotions, fireduppromotions.com. This guy does all of my custom branded stuff, so you see some of the cool stuff here. Look how pretty that logo is, right? So the backpack, right? What I love the most about this backpack is that it's got an awesome laptop sleeve where you can open this up from the back and your laptop slides right in to the main pocket. And then on top of that, It's kind of like one of those big like camping hiking bags in that if you unclip these two clips at the top and you open this up, it's like a cinch pack. And there's so much space to store stuff inside, and you can access the laptop pocket. There's like a million little pockets inside of this too. I can't really show it to all of it to you guys. It's hard to get the camera in there right now. And then there's pockets on the outside, so you can store little accessories, phone, wallet, keys. There's two pockets, one on each side. I love having those as well. But here's kind of the kicker with this bag. So once you've closed this up, and this is really the biggest reason why I travel with this bag everywhere. And if you're just tuning in, one of you is going to get this bag. Other than the leather patch down here with the branding on it, what amazed me with this bag is that there's actually a buckle strap right here, or there's one down here. On the back, there's also a strap hidden behind the shoulder straps. And what this strap is for, not only does it have a hidden pocket on the inside here, but this strap is so that if you're traveling through an airport, something that I don't recommend doing right now, but when the air clears, no pun intended, pun intended, right? When the air clears, this bag is great because you can slip this little pouch right over top of the handles of your luggage, and you don't have to carry the bag on your back as you're going through the airport. Or for maybe some of you that go to work, maybe you've got a little wheelie bag with a handle that pulls out. So what I love about that backpack is that it just slips right over top of it. So those are the prizes that you guys are gonna win tonight. Like I said, hey Britt, thanks for tuning in. Like I said, you can win these prizes. I'm gonna bring the slide back up on screen so you can see. You can win this by letting me know that you're here. So all you have to do is just hashtag, if you're live, hashtag quarantine book, hashtag replay if you're watching it on the replay. I'm going to keep an eye on this live stream from tonight. So right now it's Thursday, March 26th. It's now 7:47 p.m. So from right now, I'm going to be keeping an eye on this on the chat window. I'm going to be keeping track of who's watching, who actually commented. You have to comment if you want a chance at winning these prizes. And then Sunday, I'm going to come back live to share the winners of each of these items. And then we're going to find a way to get these into your hands. One item per person is the limit right now. But of course, if you guys want anything else, just ask. I've probably got some extras laying around. So back to the book. Logan, what's up, man? Long time no see. Thanks for joining in tonight. So back to the book and really just explaining what this book actually is, because the title might not give it all away, but this book won't change your life. Stories, tips, and guidance from worldwide mentors. So what I did to create this book, I'll give you a little backstory, is back when I was about a year and a half, 2 years into my business, I started ZMB Media in 2013. I kind of hit this weird spot, and I think a lot of entrepreneurs do this, is they hit this massive goal, right? For me, it was to quit my job, to start my business, to replace my income. And the problem is when you hit this huge goal, you almost hit like a ceiling. Like once you get there, it's almost like there was nothing else left above it. And I felt really discouraged in everything that I was doing in my life because it got to this point where it felt like there was nothing else to achieve. And so at that point in time, what I did was I made a choice to take 2 months off from my business, and I taught myself travel hacking, which you guys will probably realize came up in this book, Flight Plan. I taught myself how to travel hack, and I basically took a chance, put my business on pause, took a huge risk, and traveled all around the country. I got to couch surf and Airbnb and meet random people, and it was an amazing experience. And towards the tail end of it, I brought on my cousin for a 7-day road trip at the very, very last bit, and we left on New Year's Eve, or maybe the day before New Year, or no, we left on Christmas Eve. And we did a really cool trip around the East Coast. And as we were driving back home, it was New Year's Day. And on New Year's Day, we're pretty much done. We're coming back up the East Coast. We're going back through DC, and I'm just thinking about where I am in my life and what I'm doing with myself other than just, coming home with a check at the end of the day. And I realized that I needed to make a change, and I decided to start the Year of Purpose podcast. And that podcast is live. You can go check it out on iTunes. I haven't added to it in a couple of years, but there were 175 episodes of people that I interviewed all over the world. And these were people like the Iron Cowboy, which you may have heard of. He competed in 50 Ironman races in 50 consecutive days in 50 different states. That's just one example of the people that I had on my podcasts. I had a woman named Sonia who she was determined to ocean row a boat from, I believe it was San Francisco, and she was going to make her way all the way over to Japan. And we actually interviewed her about her story because even before she did all that, she actually was the first woman to stand up paddleboard the Bering Strait. She paddleboarded basically from Alaska to Russia, which is quite unbelievable. I just can't imagine going through with that. It's really an amazing feat. And so what I wanted to do was learn from these people, find out what they were doing in their own lives when they were hitting barriers, where they went from there and how they broke through those barriers and what they were doing that made them so successful. And so I shared that on the podcast for 2.5 years. And what I realized was at a certain point, 2.5 years into the show, I was so focused on my business because I had reignited that passion in what I wanted to do and what I wanted to achieve. I had met really cool people like Chandler Bolt, who actually has a book publishing course that I went through, and that actually allowed me to get this very first book published and out the door. And so his course, really, I do owe everything to him for making that happen for me. And so where does this new book come in? Where does this book, Won't Change Your Life, come in? Hey, Ricky, what's going on? Thanks for joining in. Hey, Danny. No, I have not been sitting here since our BNI meeting this morning. So where does this book come in? This book is basically a compilation, and then it has some of my own commentary. The entire epilogue was completely done by me. But what I did was I worked with a ghostwriter who transcribed and converted all 175 episodes of the podcast into almost like micro chapters for this book. And you'll see in here, we just chose 36 people to be featured in this book. And of course, there's more room for later down the road. But, this book really features some of the most inspirational people that I found on the podcast. This book is also something that has been just a labor of love for the last couple years, because it's really been 4 or 5 years in the making. And so, again, if you're joining us live, another way that you can win is feel free to go ahead and purchase your copy on Amazon. It's available, so you can go today, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, purchase the book, and then feel free to post a copy of your order or a screenshot of your confirmation in the comments here, and that's one more way that you can let me know that you want to enter in to win this prize. But back to the book. I don't want to go off on too long of a tangent, but if you guys have questions, I'll definitely answer them. I see them in the chat window, so I'll try not to get distracted too much by the shiny objects. But this book is that compilation. It's got 36 people in it, and I'm actually going to share with you guys who all is in there, some of their stories while we're here live. I don't want to take up too much of your time because I know that you guys have tons of Netflix to binge watch since we're all so trapped inside. But I'm going to share with you a little bit. So how about this? Let me dive into the book. I'll share with you guys a little bit about some of the people that are in that book, and then we'll talk a little bit more. I'll answer some questions, and we'll go from there. Does that sound good to you? If you guys are cool with that, go ahead and comment something below. Just let me know that you're here, that you want to learn a little bit more about some of the people that I featured in the book, and we'll make sure that that happens for you. And again, if you're just tuning in, I know that not everybody watches from the beginning. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but the book is available right now on Amazon, and you can go in and purchase it. The links are below in the description on this live stream, or you can go to Amazon and you can just search for my name. You can search for the name of the book. It should come right up. The paperback book itself is for $14.97. I've also lowered a couple of my other books to $9.97, but you don't have to buy those because you might win the other books tonight. So don't worry so much about buying those. We'll talk about that Sunday night when I announce the winners. If you don't get your copy, then we can figure something out there. We'll get one into your hands. But Stuart, thank you, thank you. Austin, thanks so much for being here. So who is ready to learn a little bit more about what actually is in this book, who some of the people are that I interviewed? Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll read the foreword to you guys. It was written by a good friend of mine, and we'll do some of that so you guys can hear a little bit more. Does that sound good? Cool, so I'm gonna bring myself back up here. So, ta-da, this is the book. This is a real physical print copy. This is not just like a piece of cardboard strapped together with a printed paper on it. There's real text in the pages. You can see it there. And this was really beautifully designed. And I really want to show off real quick here. I'm just going to find one of the people that I featured in one of these chapters. So I'm going to hold this up to the camera here. So you can see a little bit there. It's really, really nicely designed on the inside of the book there. And I'm really proud of how this turned out, how it looks. And the designer really worked with me to make this look just authentic and real, and at the same time kind of raw, because we're just giving raw content here. We really sifted through 30 to 60 minute long interviews to take out all the fluff and just give you straight content and lessons from people. So I'm going to dive right in. I'm not reading the entire book tonight. We don't have time for that. It's just under 300 pages, so that's not going to happen. But let me at least share with you guys from the table of contents some of the people that we featured in here. And we'll go ahead and start with the very first one. Adam Smiley Pozwalski honestly was one of the first few people that I met on this journey. A friend of mine introduced me to him when I was on the road in California. He has an amazing book called The Quarter Life Breakthrough, which I highly recommend if you're anywhere in your 20s or early 30s and you're looking for just some guidance in where you are in life. I have to give him a shout out because his book was phenomenal, and also one of the books that I read that made an impact on my life. So that's number one. He was the first podcast interview that I had, and I thought it was only fair to kind of honor him by making him number one in the book. Next one up, John Lee Dumas, Entrepreneur on Fire. He has quite possibly one of the most successful podcasts that's out there on iTunes. And if you haven't heard of it, eofire.com or Entrepreneur on Fire, fantastic podcast where he interviews some really amazing business owners and entrepreneurs. Kathy Hargadon, and Kathy talks about feng shui, which was really kind of neat to learn from her, and some of her teachings are in this book. So this is not just the fluff of that conversation. You're actually going to learn and take away some skills that she teaches there. Dr. Carrie Drizga, Staying Happy and Healthy. So Dr. Carrie has some fantastic content out there online. David Mead, The Golden Circle of Purpose. So you might have heard of this guy named Simon Sinek. Well, David Mead is one of his right-hand men, so they work together on quite a few things. Chandler Bolt, writing your own book. I had to feature him in there because really this book would not be made possible without him. Gretchen Rubin, Better Than Before. She's got a couple of really good books about happiness that are out that you might have heard of. I think they're New York Times bestsellers. Dotan from Piano Around the World. This guy's a famous YouTuber. He basically just decided to take his piano, travel all around the world with it, shoot videos of him playing in random cities on YouTube and talking about his journeys and how he met new people along the way and how he changed. Gene Hammett, Leaders in the Trenches. Rick Martinez, Bink. Jason Zook. Jason is up to something. Jason is the man. He actually sold his legal last name for a really, really nice price, and he explains how he did it. He also has a fantastic book that's about that. Joel Zaslofsky, The Value of Simple, Eric Hemingway, Seven Sailors. So they actually are at sea with their entire family and have been sailing for quite some time around the world. Hal Elrod, The Miracle Morning. You might have heard of that guy. It's a fantastic book. It's really just all about creating your morning routines and making sure that you set yourself for success throughout the day. Greg Rollett with Ambitious. Dave Sanderson, The Miracle on the Hudson. He was actually formerly Tony Robbins' personal bodyguard and also just so happens to be the last person that was off the plane that crash landed in the Hudson River. So I'm sure you guys remember that. Also have to give him a shout out because go Dukes, JMU alumni right there. Let's get the logo. There we go. Changing logo. Pretty nifty, huh? Go Dukes because he's an alumni of JMU. Chanel and Steve-O, I found them on Instagram. I think their name is How Far From Home, and they left their cushy jobs to see how far away they could get from home and all the countries they could travel to. So check them out on Instagram. I think it's just at How Far From Home. Clint Arthur, As If You Were Dying. Erlen Bach, Never Work Again. Riley Temple, The Millennial Mindset. Joseph Ranseth, How to Start a Movement. Rob Scott, Hijack Your Mindset. Brian and Jen Danger, One VW Bus and the Open Road. John Nastor with Hack the Entrepreneur. Mitch Matthews, Dream, Think, Do, fantastic author and speaker. Stephen Spencer, Reboot Your Life. Nick Unsworth with Life on Fire. Jordan Harbinger of The Art of Charm. You might have heard the Art of Charm podcast on iTunes. It's still out there. Jordan has a very unique story and quite possibly one of the coolest people I've ever met. Jeffrey Shaw, Forget the Focus, fantastic photographer and just talks about what you're focusing on in life. James Lawrence, the Iron Cowboy. So like I was saying earlier, he ran 50 Ironman races in 50 consecutive days in 50 different states. James Miller, Lifeology. Michael Grandinetti, Masters of Illusion. Gary Mancuso, How to Time Travel. Mindy Kniss with Heart Intelligence. Steve Olsher, What Is Your What? And the very last person, a very special person, Sergeant Kevin Briggs, Guardian of the Golden Gate Bridge. Sergeant Briggs has saved over 200 people from jumping to their death off the Golden Gate Bridge in California. And so I thought that ending out this book with someone who truly understands the value of helping other people to continue their story, I felt made the most sense to do that. And then, of course, the epilogue is all by me, and huge shout out goes to John Nipp, who helped me record the last podcast, which was an episode of my podcast that we feature as the epilogue in this book. So we're live. I want to see who's here with me, who's tuned in. Leave a comment below if you're listening and watching, because I want to know who's here with me. If you guys have questions about the book, about the other books, if you want to learn a little bit about how this live stream is operating, feel free to let me know in the comments there. I'm going to bring up this slide one more time. I know it's kind of like a broken record, but I do want you guys to win these prizes. They're literally sitting in my house. I want them to be yours. And so in order to win that, all you have to do is either A, comment on this live stream right now while we're live or on the replay. So comment hashtag quarantine book if you're here with me live. And then if you're watching the replay later, I'm going to go back and see who joined me for the replay. Just type in hashtag replay in the comment section so I know that you're here. And again, you'll get the chance to win these giveaway prizes. I'm going to announce the winners on Sunday night, and you'll find out who gets to have a autographed copy of Life Rescripted. Someone's going to get an autographed copy of Flight Plan. Hey, what's up, Adam? Thanks so much for joining in. Adam from AEPI. Glad that you're tuning in tonight. 2 people are going to win the beanies. 2 people are going to win the headbands. And I'll show them to you guys because I got them right here. Boom. Check that out. Custom knitted headband right there with the ZMB logo. And, of course, my personal favorite. You guys are going to want that beanie. I'm telling you right now, it is the most comfortable and coolest looking beanie I've ever had. And I'm going to get that in the hands of 2 lucky winners just for commenting here tonight. one other way that you guys can win if you're not watching live is you can grab a copy of the new book. So I'm not giving away a copy of the new book. However, I have lowered the price significantly. The paperback book is only $14.97. The Kindle book is only $2.99. And so I'd really love to get this pumped up to see what we can do with this in the rankings. If you guys purchase tonight, I would just be forever grateful. This really isn't about money for me. And I want to kind of explain that for a second here to tell you guys how this works. And then the last chance, if you do grab a copy tonight, go ahead and screenshot a copy of your receipt or just your order or anything and post that in the comments, or you can send it to me. And what I'll do is I'll add your name to the list of the winners that we're going to select and pick out on Sunday night when we announce those winners. But so for now, I just wanted to kind of talk to you guys, the viewers, the people watching. I really want to say that these books for me, not only are they something that I just have a ton of fun with, right? Like it is so cool to put something together and spend so much time on it and design a cover, which I'm sure you guys saw me post on Facebook. If you're connected with me, I asked for your guys' help in designing this cover and picking the winning cover. And so it's really fun for me to involve all of you in this process. But let's talk about the money for a second. So this book, right now, available on Amazon, is $14.97. And just for your reference, so that you know, I only get a couple bucks out of each sale. Amazon takes a huge portion of it so that they can print and ship these books. And the cost of shipping, as you know right now, is probably getting even more expensive with what's going on in the world. But I just want to make it very clear that I'm not doing this to try to make hundreds, thousands of dollars. Like, I think when all was said and done, I did a blog post a while back about the first book, and I think that I pretty much broke even after selling quite a ton of these books. And that's just because of how much actually goes into them. And so for me, it isn't about the money. It's really, especially with this book, it's really about sharing with you guys what I've learned, because I feel like it would be super selfish of me to keep all the information in and the things that I learned for myself. And that's actually why you'll see at the end of every single chapter in this book, I'm going to show it to you. See that box? There's actually a key takeaways section. So what I did was I actually went through this content and decided to pick out the key takeaways that I think you should pull from those chapters. And I kind of did the hard work for you, and I really want you to pick and choose the little bits and pieces out of these chapters that you want to learn about. And who knows, you might find out something really interesting about yourself or something new, like a new hobby. For example, with Chandler Bolt's chapter, it's about publishing a book and becoming a self-published author. So I just want to kind of throw that in there, that this for me is really not about the money. It's about you guys. It's about sharing this information with you. It's about putting it out there into the world and hoping that, you know, at some point in time, I'm helping to make the world a better place. And you guys are too, by, you know, taking this knowledge in and learning from it and hopefully going out there and doing something else really amazing with your life. So Deb, thanks for tuning in and watching. Thanks for calling me Jeffrey, just like old times. Inside joke. Sorry, guys. Can't explain that one to you. But I'm going to bring up the slide here again. So this is available. It's on Amazon right now. It's something that you can go to from your phone and type in my name in Amazon, or you should be able to type in the name of the book and you'll find it there. There's a listing for the Kindle and there's a listing for the paperback book. The links are right below in the description of this live stream. So if you can't find it or you want to wait till the end of the live stream, then you can go ahead and check out those links and grab your copy of the book. Again, if you're watching on the replay, I'm not announcing the winners of the prizes till Sunday night. So you do have a chance to win a couple of these awesome giveaways that we have. So that also means to try to tune in Sunday night, or at least watch the replay of that one, because I'm going to go live Sunday, I think at noon. I'm not sure yet. The time may change. I'll do my best to let you guys know. But I think at noon on Sunday to let you know who's going to win. And then by Sunday night, I will reach out to all the winners and let them know that they did win. So for the late joiners, you can type in hashtag quarantine book to let me know that you were here, that you were watching. If you're on the replay and you want to let me know that you watched on the replay, just type in hashtag replay into the comments and I'll know that you were here as well. And that means that you'll be entered to win a chance at one of these awesome prizes. So for anybody else that's live, it's kind of interesting doing all the talking just to a camera, which is funny because like I'm the videographer, I do this for people all the time. But I'd love to answer your questions, and I'm actually going to take a second to go through the comments here and see if anybody has questions, if anybody wants to learn more about the book or anything like that. So yes, Stuart, both the beanie and the headband are great for those Canadian winters. I know it gets pretty cold there, so yes, fantastic opportunity to win one of those. Deb, thanks for tuning in. Adam from API, so glad that we got to see each other at convention. I'm glad that you got to see this video here as well, and I'm excited for you to read a copy of the book. Austin, thanks for tuning in. Danny Cohen, thanks for being here. Molly, my wife, thank you for supporting me and letting me take over the dining room for a little bit and turning it into a studio during all this quarantine mess. Logan and I go way back. I haven't seen you in years and years and years, and I hope you're doing well. I hope your family's doing well. I see pictures of your kids on Facebook from time to time, and think you celebrated a birthday maybe 6 months ago, something like that. But happy birthday, old man. You're getting up there, and it's good to see you as always. Joey, thank you and your brother for your support through everything. You guys have been here really since the beginning. I think you were at the book launch for the first book, so thanks for tuning in. Rachel, of course, love you like a sister. Thanks so much for joining in. Really just grateful to have your support as well. Jeremy, thanks for tuning in. It was great to meet you at IC in Dallas as well. And yeah, if you guys have questions, I'm going to hang out here for just a little bit. I'm going to put a slide up on screen just so that people can get this reminder that they can grab their copy. I'm going to hang in for another minute or two to see if anybody else tunes in or wants to ask any questions. I know that there's kind of a delay from when I'm speaking versus when your comments come through. So take a minute. If you still hear me, if you have any questions you want me to answer, let me know in the comments, and I'll do my best to get back to you. So I'm going to bring the slide up here. It's got some info about how you can grab your copy today. I'm going to close out the live stream in just a couple minutes here. So I think what I'll do is I'll stay on for maybe another 2 or 3. And anybody that has questions, feel free to go ahead. And I will hang tight for just a couple. So if you're just tuning in, I know as we get to the very end of this live stream, this live was kind of unannounced. I really wish that I could have done this book launch in person with all of you guys and had a big party like I did for the first book, but it's a little tough to do that right now with coronavirus and us being quarantined. So just wanted to let you know that this book is now available on Amazon. This book won't change your life. Maybe it will. Choice is up to you. And how about this? I will close out by reading the preface. I'll give you guys a little, or I'll read the foreword, which is by my friend Mark Bradinsky. I'll give you a little teaser here before I lose my voice. Okay, here we go. Surviving is easy. Living is hard. Living life on your own terms is the most difficult thing you can do. for it means ignoring all the naysayers, including yourself, and being exactly who you are meant to be. Enter Zephan Blacksburg. That's me. I've known Zephan for more than several years now. Actually got to know him pretty well, and since I interviewed him in much the same way he has conducted interviews in this book. And I've shared his story on a few different occasions on my worldwide blog, The Sunday Series. His story is amazing, as are so many who find themselves living on the edge, maybe even tired of living, as Zephan once was, to become someone who is a wonder to behold, full of energy, drive, and purpose, and is touching and inspiring lives all over the world. It was less than 15 years ago when Zephan was struggling with his own meaning of life, literally sitting with a knife at his kitchen table, surrounded by pill bottles, meant to control his depression, anxiety, and panic attacks, but which were slowly robbing him of meaning and of any desire to live. He was thinking about ending it all, but unable to do the deed, it became the same moment that Zephan made the decision to keep going and to go cold turkey. No more meds and no more self-pity for a life he didn't see going in the direction he desired. No more being lost. It was time to find his purpose. Zephan got to work on himself, doing freelance video work and then working for one of the largest marketing companies in the world. But it was during a short stint at as an Apple Store employee when a customer changed Zephan's life. After Zephan shared his unhappiness working in retail at Apple, this customer took him to dinner, and on a simple bar napkin, the man showed Zephan what life could be like, the opportunity and potential of life as a full-time entrepreneur. For Zephan, it would mean giving in to what most of us suffer from: fear of risk, fear of change. In reality, the fear of going after the golden ticket, a shot at living up to our potential of becoming the very best version of ourselves. Zephan went all in and went about racking up experience after experience, running a multimedia video business, traveling or hacking travel points around the world, working with youth groups, and asking many questions, which led to his desire to ask even more of these same questions to people who were extremely successful entrepreneurs, amazing individuals from all across the globe. Hence, Zephan's desire to bring his will and wonder about how others did what they did and share it with the rest of the population through his podcast, the Year of Purpose podcast. If you are truly the product of the 4 or 5 people you spend the most time with, then suppose you amplified that number by nearly 200. Especially if those people are world and life game changers. In the span of a 3-year period, Zephan conducted interviews with 175 people, and a sampling of the best are part of this book. So maybe this book won't change your life, but maybe instead Zephan's life and his desire to give back, to share what matters in life, especially the stories of other people, will change the way that you look at life and get you to change the way that you think, to alter your perspective. And every moment is a chance to change, a chance to begin again. No, this book won't change your life, but you can. Thanks to Zephan Blacksburg, his mission, his purpose, and these stories, you've got a chance to rewrite your own. This just might be your year of purpose. Mark Bradinsky, author of the Sunday series, and It Takes Two, and blogger for the Sunday series and storytelling for business. Creator and moderator of the Change Your Mind, Change Your Life meetup, which if you're based in Baltimore, I highly recommend you check out. That is just the beginning of this book. Thank you to Mark for writing that. That's the foreword. There's still a little bit of a preface by me in there, but I don't want to lose my voice. I don't want to bore you guys. I want you to get back to having fun in your quarantine zone. And a quick reminder, we do have some really cool prizes. And the way to get that prize is, if you're watching, you can go ahead and either A, comment live, B, you can go ahead and take a screenshot of the receipt or of your purchase of the book on Amazon and post that in the comments to let me know that you grabbed your copy. Or C, on the replay, you can comment as well. So if you're here live, you can comment #quarantinebook. Or if you're on the replay, just do #replay. So it's been just under an hour, about an hour, and thank you guys for tuning in and for watching tonight. I don't want to take up any more of your time, but thank you for taking the time out of your day. Thank you for being a part of my life. Thank you for your support. And let's see where this book can go on Amazon. I'll be watching the rankings tonight into the weekend, and on Sunday, hopefully, we can announce some winners of the prizes. Here they are again. Autograph copy, Life Rescripted. Autograph copy, Flight Plan. I've got 2 custom knitted ZMB ear warmer headband thingies, and 2 of these awesome beanies with the lovely little patch on there. And I mean, just look at that. That's like my favorite, most comfortable clothing item that I own. So I'm betting that one of you guys wants to get one of those. So if you're watching live, comment hashtag quarantine book on the replay, hashtag replay. And that's what I've got for you guys. I will see you next time on Facebook Live from my living room to your living room. Have a good night, everyone.